Hey ladies, okay, so I'm just going to get right into something here that really pisses me off. And I'm singing about it so that I don't act like an a-hole on the camera. But, okay, you know the principle, fake it till you make it? You know, fake it till you make it? Like, just act as if. That shit pisses me off more than anything in the world. And this is what I'm going to tell you about it. This is the reason that it makes me really mad. Because that works in one area and one area only. Fear. Because fear, let's talk about fear. Fear is designed to actually work in your favor, right? It's designed to keep you out of harm's way. So your brain will register any risk as harmful because, oh, there's a risk that there's going to be hurt, whether it's emotional hurt, physical hurt, spiritual pain, whatever it is. Your body is like, oh my gosh, your brain registers, that's risky. That means you could get hurt. Therefore, fear rises up and says, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So you know better. Your brain will register anything like that. So you know that, okay, no, this is something that I want and want to do. And so there is this moment where you have to say, you got to fake it till you make it. You're like, nope, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And you just got to jump, right? That's called courage. In that moment, that's called courage. So that's the only time that actually works and is really, really helpful and really, really good. I am not a fan of fake it till you make it because I think what that is a denial of what's actually going on. And so courage is a beautiful thing. And pushing yourself to do something in the face of fear is something we all have to do, and it is a huge part of growth. But I don't like the idea that, okay, well, I'll just pretend that I feel this way until I actually do. That is not something I adhere to. I don't think it works. I mean, how many of us can say we've done that a zillion times and it doesnit work, right? You know, people say, I've heard people talk about, well, I just choose to forgive until it actually happens. I get that. I'm going to tell you a faster, better way. You know, the faster, better way is to sit down and say, why can I not forgive this? Oh, it's because all of this hurt and all of this pain and whatnot. So what you do is you retrain your brain around what the benefit of forgiveness is for you. And why should I let this go? And, oh, that person still can't hurt me anymore, even if I forgive them. You know, they still can't do anything to me. You know, they're out of my life. I've created a boundary around it. Can I let them go for my own sake and for my own benefit and walk that out? And that's actually a lot more productive because it also teaches you the value of forgiveness. You're not just trying to like muscle your way through shit. Like, I feel like that is a huge lie. It's a huge lie and a huge misconception as to how to get free and how to experience like real freedom and healing in your life. Is like, oh, you just push through until all of you gets on board. Fuck that. That shit doesn't work. What does work is stopping and you look at what's going on, you rework it and you reanalyze it and you figure out what's happening and what are you believing and where are you going and what's happening. And then you retrain your brain so that all of you gets on board and can choose to go forward. If you don't do that, all you're doing is lugging around this 20-pound weight on your ankles about like... You're walking and you're like, I'm just going to keep walking. I'm just going to drag this thing behind me and drag it behind me and maybe eventually it'll go away. Fuck that. It won't go away that way. That is not how it works. It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. And I think that is a misconception. And so with that, I also want to address affirmations. And so, you know, I've talked about affirmations in here. And so I want to clarify what I mean when I talk about affirmations. What I believe that they are is that they are the part of you that knows the truth is telling the part of you that doesn't know the truth what the truth is. And you tell them again and again and again until they believe it. And it's not I don't know. Everybody has their version on what they are and what they do. But I'm going to tell you this from somebody who comes from a abuse background and who has fought my way out of depression and anxiety and smoking and an eating disorder and all the rest of it, that what affirmations are is that there's a part of you, like the little part of you that nobody told the truth to. You got sold a bill of goods, right? Nobody said, you're amazing, you're awesome, you get to have love, joy, peace, you get to value yourself. This is who you are, you're worth $1 million. You know, what they said was you're worth $10. And that's where you have to value yourself. And no, this isn't the blame game of who said what and how this got instilled in you. But the reality is that's the lesson that you learned, right? And so affirmations are the adult side of you that look at that and say, fuck that. Screw that, dude. No. God says, I am beautifully and wonderfully made. He says, I have value. He says that I was made in his image. He says. This is the truth of who you are. And what affirmations are is the part of you that can recognize this is actually true and that isn't. And somebody was supposed to bridge that gap and they never did. And so now it's up to you as an adult to say, okay, what is it that I need and how can I be that for myself? That's really what it is. It's saying, okay, this is what was meant to happen in an ideal world. This is what I would learn. This is how I would have been raised. But because that didn't happen, or later in life, somebody beat you down to not believe that anymore. You have to then take responsibility and say, okay, well, this is what I want in my life. And I'm going to choose to be for myself what I had always hoped someone else would be. And I'm going to tell myself, you are worthy and you are awesome until I believe it. Because somebody else was supposed to tell you that. And supposed to ingrain that belief into you. And somehow that got missed. And so the affirmations are not this big manipulative weird thing that you're like pushing through and dragging this big lug behind you. What they are is they are you telling you you are awesome until all of you believes it. And so I just wanted to clarify the difference between pushing that like fake it till you make it BS and really what I believe the perspective is meant to be on those kinds of things, especially affirmations and whatnot. It's not this, oh, I'm just going to pretend until maybe all of me gets on board. It isn't that. It's you taking charge and saying, no, I'm going to talk to that small part of me, or I'm going to talk to that part of me that does not believe that I'm worthy or that I get to have, there's a life of peace and joy and love, who has settled. And I'm going to tell her, no, this is what you get. This is who you are. And I'm going to tell it to you again and again and again until you believe it. And it puts the power in your hands to transform your life. And not in a way that's like striving or pushing, but in a way that's like, no, this is truth. And I'm going to soak in it again and again and again until I get it. So I hope that is helpful for you ladies. It's just one of those things that just makes me so mad when people say that. I just think it's bullshit. So I hope that helps. If you're facing fear, absolutely fake it till you make it. I got this, and you push through because your brain doesn't know what is actually a risk versus what is going to be helpful for you long term. So that takes a mature mindset to be able to clarify those two and use courage and fake it till you make it in the face of fear. The rest of the time, no, that's not what we're doing. That is not going to help you. So I just want to dispel that myth. I love you ladies. If you want to talk to me one-on-one about this kind of stuff, hit me up. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.